In late 2025, the Airbus A320 was suddenly all over the news for two totally different, serious problems. And then, boom, a recall for 6,000 A320s. That's more than half the entire fleet worldwide. But this wasn't your typical mechanical problem. The cause was something, well, a lot stranger. Okay, let's start with the first crisis. It all began with one really alarming incident in the sky. Things moved so fast. One in-flight event, and just a month later, a worldwide directive was issued. So what happened? Turns out, solar radiation could literally corrupt a key flight control computer. Regulators didn't mess around. They grounded every single affected plane until a mandatory fix was done. For most, the fix was easy, a quick software update. But for about 1,000 older jets, it was a bigger deal.
But here's the thing. This crisis hit a fleet that was already under some serious pressure.
Which brings us to the second problem, a slow burn crisis that had been building for years. Someone on an aviation forum called it a long-running nightmare for airlines, and they weren't wrong. The problem was with certain Pratt & Whitney GTF engines. A tiny defect was causing critical parts to crack. People thought it was the new design, but nope. The problem was way more fundamental, the actual metal itself. And the scale here is just huge. We're talking over 3,000 engines needing to be pulled for inspection. And the cost? Well, P&W's parent company took a $3 billion hit to deal with it. Ouch. So you've got this sudden software glitch on top of a long-term hardware nightmare. A perfect storm. Let's break it down. You have two totally different problems creating one massive headache for the A320. The result is what you see here, hundreds of planes just sitting there waiting for a fix. And this creates a huge ripple effect, hitting maintenance crews, cutting routes, and even raising your ticket prices. Engine problems hurt the most because, look, they're the single most valuable part of the whole plane. So what's the big takeaway here? It just shows how fragile this whole interconnected system really is. Which leaves us with a pretty big question. How do we prepare for the risks we can't even see coming yet?